nothing else is changing more rapidly than tech trends.
And sales hasn't remained untouched either.
Hello and welcome to our webinar on essential ingredients to improve sales strategy. My name is Vijay and I run Inside Sales and Marketing at Gazette Interactive. With me is my colleague Ravideep.
Thank you, Vijay. Hello, everyone. I'm Ravideep, and I'm the Customer Success Manager at Grazidi Interactive. We often hear people talk about the importance of the sales team in an organization. Well, sales is a key department and a key contributor to an organization's revenue.
That's true, no doubt, Ravideep. But sales is also amongst one of the most challenging departments to work in any organization. And this challenge has now been further amplified with rising customer expectations, sales teams across enterprises, small and mid-sized businesses, and startups are feeling the heat. So that's why I kind of wanted to discuss what sales teams need to do in order to stay relevant and to come up with an effective sales strategy.
And I second that, Vijay. So let's get started. The tech revolution has changed the sales culture from the inside out. Customer expectations are soaring to new heights on the back of technological innovation and driving salespeople into unfamiliar territory. Where salespeople were previously confined to the purchasing step of the customer journey, they now have to cultivate customer relationships, provide instant, tailored services and advice, and are responsible for the customer success.
Absolutely. And salespeople, have no option but to adapt and deliver. Sales team, they need to understand that they need to be prepared to perform well and drive revenue in any environment, especially in a constantly evolving technology and customer landscape. As companies strive to grow and sustain their businesses, sales teams need to explore new ways to amplify their selling power. Let's take a look at the current state of sales.
Vijay, a recent Salesforce study found out that 58% of the consumers and 77% of the business buyers feel that the technology has significantly changed their expectations of how companies should interact with them. That's how much sales dynamics have changed.
And also, Ravi, the KPIs used to analyze the performance of sales have also changed. Sales teams globally are measuring sales effectivity based on customer satisfaction and customer success. That, however, does not mean quota attainment or to say achieving the target is not a KPI anymore. It still matters. What is different now is that salespeople need to learn how they can align customer satisfaction and customer success with quota attainment. That's the key to success.
I agree. But let me highlight a different side of the story for you and our audience. So, as you can see, a sales rep spends only 34% of their time selling. And on the first glance, these are some shocking numbers.
Yeah. And it also means that only one third of their time is actually spent on selling. What these numbers tell us is that organizations need to simplify their CRM and sales processes because sales reps should be spending more time selling. So, here are the three approaches that I suggest to help organizations grow their businesses. The first, boost sales productivity. The best way to do that is to empower your sales teams to sell smarter and faster by using sales intelligence to prioritize the highest impact actions and maximize each team member's potential. Second would be, driving strategic growth. Now, in order to do so, sales teams need to implement, measure, and execute new go to market strategies for reaching new customer or untapped markets. And the third is win and grow customers. This is the most difficult part to execute. However, data is your key. Use deep customer knowledge to deliver personalized, seamless buying experiences, both to bring in new customers and to effectively retain, cross sell, and upsell existing ones.
I couldn't have agreed more, Vijay. Along with that, I would like to highlight the top five trends that we will witness in the days to come. You see, sales teams will be more dependent than ever on data insights for more targeted and efficient selling, right? We can also see an increase in the use of AI in a day-to-day sales operations. Companies across the globe will be putting in more effort to improve their sales collaboration amongst the internal teams, right? Marketing, service, product, engineering teams. And sales team will continue to make use of virtual selling in the sales operations. And we will witness an increased focus on boosting the productivity of the sales folks.
Well, those are some interesting trends, Ravidi. But let me also highlight that sales efficiency and effectiveness are two different things. Efficiency is all about knocking on as many doors as possible, and effectiveness is about what you do when the doors open. These are two different forces at work that influence the productivity of your sales team. So, now let's start with the ingredients that are crucial for an agile, effective sales strategy.
Right, there are five crucial elements, Vijay, of an effective, successful sales strategy. One would be building a great sales culture, the lead prioritization and growth, social selling, negotiation, and building a customer relationship. Let's walk you through each one of them in detail.
Yeah, and we'll start with building a great sales culture. Uh, a group of people in cultural alignment is far greater and more powerful than the sum of its parts. However, a group of people who don't share similar values can quickly become dysfunctional. Sales culture, has evolved dynamically over the last decade and is continuing to evolve. Every sales team has its own nuanced selling processes. So at the end of the day, there is no perfect guide for building a great sales culture. But there are certain elements that need immediate attention to reap the benefits in the future. Be sure to introduce these to your sales culture. The first element is to convey your values and expectations in clear and realistic way. That means making sure you and your salespeople are on the same page and they share the same values as you. So your organizations should have sales enablement module to train and coach sales reps about your values and processes. Also, siloed interaction within the sales teams should be a cause of concern. So the managers should also make sure that they are realistic with their expectations and convey them in a clear manner.
That's right, Vijay. Which actually brings me to the second element. It's involving sales in every step of the process, right? That means from the development to marketing and the post sales process. Like as mentioned in the beginning, customer success is also now a part of the sales operations. Except salespeople are aware of the product developments and roadmaps, they can do a better job of ensuring customer success.
Yeah, third, and I think one of the most important element is, especially in this situation, is motivating your sales reps to stay on top of their game. Now we live in a digital age, so competency includes having IQ, EQ, and TQ. That is tech quotient. What worked 10 years ago might not work today. Now, to motivate your sales reps to read and watch more every day, prompt your salespeople to learn and study sales like any other professions to stay current.
Wait, next is equipping your salespeople with the latest sales tools and technologies. Right, this is very crucial. I mean, if your sales team is not equipped with the best tools, then chances are that your competitors will be delivering a better experience to their prospects and the customers. Right? That's why it's crucial to be better prepared with the latest sales tech and tools for intelligent and agile selling.
The only thing that is constant is change. And that's what covers our next element. Regularly review your sales strategy and remodel if required. Embracing change is a constant and learning is a part of the process. Thus, sales teams must regularly review their sales strategies and remodel it if it is not working.
Which again, the last element is encourage salespeople, to step forward to make a difference for the customers. Right now, this is a crucial aspect of a great sales culture, and one that is most often ignored. Customer satisfaction and customer success are based on how your salespeople take relationships with customers. Great sales professionals, they constantly invest in themselves by reading and networking and expanding their minds and influence. Right? They lead from the front and are proactive and creative in their approach. They also continue to disrupt and evolve to stay relevant. So the idea here is to encourage your salespeople to be great sales professionals and to make a difference for the customer.
Absolutely right, Avideep. And that is all about building a great sales culture. Now, in the next slide, let's talk about lead prioritization and growth. Uh, Lead prioritization is where the power of data is most visible in the sales process. But success here is not about letting the machine do all the work. It is all about developing an understanding of somebody else or other businesses, other industries of diverse challenges and new experiences.
Exactly, Vijay. Now let's go through how sales teams can better prioritize lead and the growth management in the next slide. So the first step is by developing a 360-degree view of your prospects and the customers. Never underestimate the power of customer data when it comes to qualifying leads and developing strategies to turn them into clients. Right, with CRM dashboards providing a complete view of prospects nowadays, it's pretty easy to forget the value this provides for sales reps and decision makers. Understand as much as your sales team about their prospects and work closely with the marketing team so that the sales can tailor messaging and they can further move prospects through the sales funnel.
Yeah, and I think the next step is to match the passion of your sales team with the insight that your data provides. Lead with insights about personal experiences and embody of the customer's pain points. Acknowledge that your customers have different needs, and supporting those needs with data ensures that sales teams prioritize the right opportunities for the right stakeholder with the right value proposition. So it is absolutely vital that the sales teams leverage lead to conversion data to work smarter and, most importantly, to make it easier for customers to do business with your organization.
The third is by going beyond the qualification acronyms. No prospect Vijay likes to be qualified by a seller. Right? Therefore, sales teams need to blend qualification and discovery into nuanced conversations and go beyond qualification acronyms such as BAND. Right? What they should do instead is to qualify based on the level of engagement with people who make decisions, the degree to which they give you the access to the information, and the key people is the degree to which you'd actually like to win. Now, sales team can always create funding and eliminate competition if they can engage early at the senior levels and then talk the language of leaders, right? Which is actually measuring the outcomes and managing the risks.
And the fourth step is by ensuring consistency in sales quarter on quarter. Too many B2B companies lack consistencies in their quarter on quarter sales. Keep your salespeople consistent by having a dedicated focus and cadence on pipeline generation and top of pipeline generation. Moreover, keep top of pipeline activities separate from closing activities. So sales organizations must start using forward-looking pipeline coverage to show reps the benefit and link that to be that to the commission. By doing so, organizations will see results in the form of consistent sales activity even when sales reps are busy closing.
Right. And the last step is by offering a streamlined experience, where it becomes easier to do business with. Make it easy for your potential customers and supporters to find and do business with you by offering a streamlined experience. Not only does this actually help connect with the potential customers more quickly, but it actually helps your sales folks do the job with more efficiency, right? Resulting in more time spent on nurturing leads and less time on the admin tasks.
Absolutely. And that is all about lead prioritization and growth. We move on to slide number 13. That is the third strategy for an effective sales strategy is social selling. Now, social selling is a long-term strategic approach that makes for a thriving sales environment. This modern sales technique is all about trust and authenticity, as well as content and brand. Success and sustainability come from strategic vision, not one off sales campaigns. Social sellers must first be trusted advisors, recognized experts.
Yes, but yeah, this is relatively new sales methodology, but very effective, if done correctly.
Yeah. So, Ravideep, how can an organization adopt social selling?
But yeah, that's a question everyone is asking these days, right? The first step is educate and translate, right? The road to becoming a trusted advisor is about educating and translating, not qualifying and then pitching, right? Modern, or to say social selling, is not about moving your traditional prospecting methods to another channel, bombarding your potential buyers with emails or tweets. It's also not about you and your company, product, or service. Instead, salespeople can actually leverage the social channels to build their organization's credibility and invite the prospects into a buying cycle. They can share the curated content, including insights and opinions in their areas of expertise, with the intention of genuinely helping the prospects.
Right, and that's a great advice, Ravideep. Now, this brings us to our next point: fostering a direct sales pipeline. Salespeople should start using social media and video platforms to foster a direct sales pipeline. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram are more than mere engagement channels. They're also thriving sales environments when used strategically. So, salespeople should have a clear communication plan that defines the messaging of their business. And using this messaging, they can then prioritize their posts to improve conversions.
Right. The third element of social selling is always look to add the value. Right. Get your personal brand right, be consistent, stay current, and always look to add value. Right. Once this is ensured, your sales teams can actually take care of the rest. The prerequisite is that the branding of your organization must be based on the authenticity. If your brand lacks authenticity, there's a high chance that you might end up coming across as disingenuous.
Now, that brings us to our next element: out competing and not just winning. Interesting. Now, it is not enough for a business to be ethical. That alone won't win customers over. Salespeople need to learn the art of out competing as well. Better product, better service, or at least a better price. And even if you don't want to compete on price, showcase the value that your product or service will deliver to your customers. Only then your prospects will talk about you, and only then they will become your customers.
Agreed on that, Vijay. And the last element of social selling is becoming the signal amidst the noise. Right, social selling is not a magic cure to improve sales, right? So don't confuse social marketing with social selling. The selling comes from conducting buyer research, creating introductions, securing referrals, monitoring for trigger events, and then leveraging social channels for engagement. right? But social alone is not enough. You need to include emails and text messages to break through. And don't neglect the original social selling tool, the phone. Never underestimate the power of a real human voice. So find a way to be the signal amidst the noise by being creative and providing value in every interaction. Earn the right to ask for access to discuss how you can help with your product, service, or solution.
Well, I absolutely agree. You should never underestimate the power of a real human voice. And we come to the fourth element of a successful sales strategy: negotiation. Now, negotiation begins from the very first moment of contact, absolutely. And this could be contact with a brand as opposed to contact with a human. Many of us consider negotiation to be what happens in the moments before a sale is made or a deal is closed. But in reality, it's happening throughout the entire process. So let us go through mastering the art of negotiation for a mutually successful outcome.
Uh, the art of negotiation, Vijay, is tricky to master, right? The first step here is to avoid entering the negotiations at a disadvantage, right? Selling is all about who you talk to. You could be selling the most innovative product or a service, right? But if you're negotiating with the wrong person, your deal may never close, right? Speak with the decision makers from the start to avoid entering negotiations at a disadvantage.
Exactly, Raviti. And the second step is to identify your point of difference. Sales is highly competitive. So every organization needs to know if they can quantify the value of their product or service when they bid in, on a tender. Now that will make the job of, sales a bit easy. Salespeople need to get under the skin of their business and really understand where that value is hidden. And also, sales teams need to ensure that their prospects understand how they are going to manage their needs or solve their problems and deliver value to their business. This will only give your prospects, a kind of confidence in your business. So, sales teams need to identify their business point of difference and sell that.
Yes, which that increases your chances of success. Now, moving to step three, that is to maintain a partnership approach, right? Do not just sell for the sake of selling. Interact with your prospects in a manner that actually gives them a feeling that you have their best interests in mind. Therefore, maintaining a partnership approach with all the client interactions is very crucial. The goal of sales teams should always be to develop a long term relationship, focusing on the success of the customer, not just like making a quick sale.
Right, and that is indeed very important, Ravidi. Let us now proceed to the fourth step, that is, tell what the other party wants to hear. Yeah. Now, it's not the only way to connect with your prospects and customers. Sales teams need to back up their products or services by showing prospects that they have the systems and processes in place to deliver the best possible results for them. Yeah. And when you are communicating your value, it is not about what you want to say, it is about what your audience needs to hear.
Right. Step five here is sell value, not the cost. Like
Yeah.
customers now do business with a brand only if they see any value. Again, I'm stressing more on the value part here. So salespeople, they need to sell value and not the cost. If a prospect cannot see the value in a solution, there is a strong chance, that they won't pay the price. When sales teams are not limited by the process, they have the absolute confidence to go in and they can close a deal.
Sure. And the last and the most important aspect is learn to identify when to walk away from a negotiation. Now, this is very important. Now, negotiation starts from your first interaction. We all agree. So Don't get pushed around early. Don't start your deal closing negotiation with those who can't close. You will just have to start again from a weaker position with those who have the final say. Know clearly what you're willing to give and what you would like to get. But keep in mind that success is built on providing great customer experience, but not at the cost of an unprofitable deal or your company's reputation.
Right. So that's all about mastering negotiations. We can move to the next slide. Now, we've reached the final element of an effective and agile sales strategy, that is, building customer relationships. What do great sales teams enjoy most about their work? Many tell us it's actually their customer relationships they value the most, right? So, how can the act of selling, which is often considered transactional, be transformed into something far more meaningful, long term, and satisfying? The answer is in this final vital section. The greatest gift we can give to our customers and ourselves is success. And that only comes, from nurturing good relationships.
Right. So let us just get started with the elements that can contribute to building effective customer relationships. We can move on to the next slide. Yeah. Now, the first element of building customer relationships is being proactive in understanding your customer's business. Imagine being your customer's customer to understand how they feel and act, and being proactive in providing timely advice is a distinguishing characteristic for building customer relationships. And it's not just about picking up the phone. Salespeople need to share their journey along with industry insights and trends to truly add value by knowing their customers better than they know themselves.
Exactly, Vijay. And in line with being proactive, sales teams must also align with their customers' business strategy, right? Which is the second element that we will be talking about. The number one priority for the sales teams to build a long term partnership is to align with their customers' business strategy and executive stakeholders. It sounds simple, but it's very important to ensure everyone is on the same page and pushing in the same direction for the desired outcome and joint success.
Right. And the third element of building customer relationships is by showing that you have your customer's best interest in mind. Now, when a customer engages with any part of your company, you're experiencing your brand. Be innovative and manage that transition seamlessly between the physical and digital worlds. Showing your customers that you have their best interest in mind at every touch point is key to gaining their trust and ongoing business.
The fourth element here is by creating a lifelong relationship based on the value. The paradox of business relationships today is that sellers cannot be successful without relationships. But no prospect is lonely, bored, or looking for a new friend, right? It's just that everyone is busy, stressed, and time poor. Earn new relationships by providing value in every conversation to the buyer. Every conversation needs to show that you understand them. Personalize, tailor, and then anticipate what matters to them the most. And be humble, right, about how you can potentially improve results or reduce risk. A trusted relationship is built over the time, and the opening is the most essential phase of the sales process because it's binary, right? Nothing else happens if we don't open well by setting the right agenda to earn a prospect's time and their trust.
And that brings us to the fifth element, staying ahead of the curve. Now, this is what every sales team in the world looks to achieve, but it is usually it usually gets missed in all the noise of sales ops. And I agree. When we say stay ahead of the curve, think of that feeling you have with an old friend you haven't seen in ages. and you pick up your conversation right where you left off. That's what you want your customers to experience. To stay ahead of the curve, sales teams need to transform the customer experience and provide a personalized one every time.
Right on, Vijay. Thank you. This is all that we have for this section, folks. If these five approaches are included in your strategy to build the customer relationships, the chances of success will become even brighter.
Right, I second that, Praveen. Even though there isn't a clear blueprint for building a productive sales team, we've covered a few elements to build an agile and effective sales strategy. And by adopting these elements, I think you can boost your sales productivity in the areas of efficiency, effectiveness, and enablement. And sales teams need to keep evolving to stay in the game. And adding value to customers is the way to keep winning business.
That's so true, Vijay. I mean, we know, right? It's not a simple process. Like that's why our sales and technology experts, they have developed the solutions and products that help your sales team sell smarter and faster. Grizzly's Salesforce experts can help your sales professionals win more deals with productivity and collaboration tools that maximize the selling potential. Apart from helping organizations to configure, implement, customize Sales Cloud, here are some of the power boosters that can actually help elevate the power of your Sales Cloud org.
Yeah. And number one is CPQ integration. Now, our Sales Cloud experts can help integrate Salesforce CPQ and billing into your org and customize it based on your business requirements. Second is migrating to Lightning Experience. Now, this is one of our Salesforce fortes. We've helped over 100 organizations successfully migrate to and adopt Lightning Experience.
Right, Vijay. Number three here is migrating to the Sales Cloud. That means we help organizations move to Salesforce Sales Cloud, help them move their data and set up their Salesforce org and provide training to their users as well. Fourth is custom solution development. Right, a number of workflows cannot be created in Salesforce due to the Salesforce based limitations and out of the box restrictions, right? But that can be created with custom solutions or an app. So our experts in-house have proven expertise in developing custom Salesforce native solutions and apps.
Yeah. And the final one is Sales Cloud testing and QA. Now, Salesforce testing and quality assurance is unlike normal practice, and we all agree. Our Salesforce quality engineers have proven knowledge and expertise of the Salesforce platform and can help you ensure a bug-free organization. And apart from these solutions, if you move on to the next slide, there are two Grizzy products that can help boost your sales team's productivity.
Right, Vijay. The first one here is Search Unify. Search Unify, one of Grizzly's flagship products, is a unified cognitive search platform that revolutionizes information discovery. It fuels an insight engine and makes for a robust platform for AI-based apps like customer-facing and agent-assisting chatbots. Its AI powers relevant and personalized search results for customer support and self-service. To know more about Search Unify, you can visit www.searchunify.com.
And the second one is Synergify. Now, Synergify is a Salesforce Jira connector that allows bidirectional syncing of data between your Salesforce instance and Jira and cultivates cross-functional collaboration. It also allows the integration of all standard and customer Salesforce objects with all Jira products like core, ops, software, and service desk. To know more, you can visit www.synergify.com. With that, it's a wrap. We can move on to the next slide. Uh, Thank you very much for watching this, and we hope the insights we shared will help you come up with an effective sales strategy.
Thank you, Vijay. Yes, Thank you, guys. Thank you again for watching this. Goodbye and have a good one.
Yep. Bye, guys.